Enlarged inch to review measuring parts, fractions, decimals, percents. 1 inch enlarged to 8 inches. So that we can see the parts. Fractions in bold are in lowest terms. Decimal and percent equivalents are in bold. So when you're looking at a ruler and you see 16 equal parts, those are sixteenths. Let's count by 16. 1/16, 2/16, 3/16, 4/16, 5/16, 6/16, 7/16, 8/16, 9/16, 10/16, 11/16, 12/16, 13/16, 14/16, 15/16, 16/16. If we go back and count every 2/16, 2/16 reduces to 1/8. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. Now if we count every 4/16, 4/16 reduces to 2/8, which reduces to 1/4. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. Then if we count every 8/16, 8/16 reduces to 4/8, which reduces to 2/4, and lowest terms would be 1/2. So 1/2 of an inch, 1/2, 2/2. And when you have any number over itself, that's going to reduce to 1. Let's look at decimals and percents. 1/8 as a decimal would be 0.125. We would read that correctly as 125 thousandths, ending in THS, showing decimal places, which is the same as 12.5%. 1/4 is the same thing as 0.25 or 25 hundredths and 25%. 3/8 is 0.375, 375 thousandths, and 37.5%. 1/2 is the same thing as 0.5 or 5/10ths and 50%. 5/8 is 0.625, 625 thousandths, and as a percent, 62.5%. 3/4 is equal to 0.75, 75 hundredths, and 75%. 7/8 is 0.875 or 875 thousandths, which is the same thing as 87.5%. And when you have a whole 1.0, that's the same thing as 100%. To convert, change any fraction to a decimal. Divide the top number, numerator, by the bottom number, denominator. Using a calculator, 1 divided by 4, or 1 divided by 4 is equal to 0.25. Long division, 4 divided into 1, the top number, would be 0.25. 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. 36 inches is equal to 3 feet, which is equal to 1 yard. To change a decimal to a percent, move the decimal place 2 places to the right and add the percent sign. To change a percent to a decimal, move the decimal point 2 places to the left and drop the percent sign. Math fun facts and helpful hints. If you have 4 quarters, you have $1, 100 cents. But 1 out of 4 quarters is equal to 0.25, 25 cents. And so here you'll see 1/4 is equal to 0.25, 25%. So 1/4 is equal to 25 cents or 0.25. Now if you have 2 quarters out of 4, 2 quarters out of 4, you have 50 cents, or you have 1/2 of a dollar. 3 out of 4 quarters would be 75 cents. So 3 out of 4 would be 75 cents. So memorize these fractions, decimals, percents. I teach adult education, and I have taught middle and high school math. And if you are very familiar or memorize these commonly used fractions, it surely will help you when you're doing word problems. 1/2 as a decimal is 0.5, 5/10, 50%. 1/3 is equal to 0.33 and 1/3, or 33 and 1/3%. You can see examples of that, but I tell students memorize it. 1/4, 1 out of 4 quarters, remember, is 0.25, 25%. 1/5 is 0.2, 2/10, 20%. 1/8, and we saw it over here, 1/8 is equal to 0.125, 125 thousandths, and it's the same as 12.5%. 1/10, if you have a dime, you have 1/10 of a dollar, 1/10, 10%. 2/3, like this 1/3, memorize it, is 0.66 and 2/3. See, 2/3, 2/3, and 66 and 2/3%. 3/4, remember 3 quarters out of 4, 3 out of 4 quarters, you've got 75 cents, 0.75, 75%. All right, showing an enlarged millimeter. So I've again enlarged a millimeter or a centimeter 8 times. So that we can see parts of the meter. 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. You would use that if you were converting centimeters to inches or inches to centimeters. And an actual millimeter is the size of the thickness of a dime. So if we look at the millimeters, the smallest part on a ruler, a millimeter is about the thickness of a dime. An actual millimeter is the size of the thickness of a dime. 100 cents in a dollar, 100 centimeters in a meter. I remind students, 100 cents in a dollar, 100 centimeters in a meter. So this is showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 millimeters is the same thing as 1 centimeter. 1 meter is equal to 10 decimeters, is equal to 100 centimeters, is equal to 1,000 millimeters. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little bit more is the same thing as an inch. I like to teach adding integers using a number line. So adding integers are positive and negative numbers. So on the number line, starting with 0, to the right of the number line, or to the right of the 0, is the positive direction. To the left of 0 is the negative direction. So if you're adding integers, you're starting with 0. If it's positive, you'll go in the positive direction, that first number. If the first number is negative, you'll go in the negative direction. Let's do some of these problems. Let's start this one. 3 plus negative 3 is equal to 0. So I would go 3 plus negative 3, right back where we started from. There's a row that says any number plus its opposite is 0. Now let's start here. 4 plus negative 5 is equal to negative 1. So I'd go positive 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus negative 5, go in the negative direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places, and that would be negative 1. 4 plus negative 5 is negative 1. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is equal to negative 5. Let's try it. Start with 0. Negative 2 plus negative 3 would be negative 5. And there's a row that says if you're adding integers and the two signs are the same, you add the numbers, 2 plus 3 is 5, and keep the sign. So negative 5. Negative 6 plus negative 4 is negative 10. So if we start with 0, negative 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus negative 4 more, negative direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 10. Negative 6 plus negative 4 is negative 10. Negative 4 plus 8 is equal to 4. So I'm starting with 0. Negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be positive 4. Negative 4 plus 8 is positive 4. 10 plus negative 3 is equal to 7. So 10 plus negative 3, the negative direction, 1, 2, 3 is 7. 10 plus negative 3 is equal to 7 is the same thing as 10 minus 3 is equal to 7. All right, and it works with bigger numbers. Negative 10 plus 20 is equal to 10. So negative 10 plus 20, 10, 20 is equal to positive 10. The rule for this, if you're adding and one sign is negative and one sign is positive, find the difference of the two numbers. 20 minus 10 is 10, and keep the sign of the larger number, positive 10. All right, a little geometry. The measure of a straight line is 180 degrees. Remember that fact. The sum of the three angle measurements in any triangle is 180 degrees. Here's some examples. 30 plus 60 plus 90 is 180. 45 plus 45 plus 90, 180. 110 plus 50 plus 20 is equal to 180. 25 plus 72 plus 83 is equal to 180. 90 plus 37 plus 53 is equal to 180. So in any triangle, if you have two of the angles, you can add those together and subtract from 180 to find the other angle. Acute angle. I think about a cute little baby and the floor with the wall makes a 90-degree angle. So an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. A cute little baby, a cute little angle. A right angle, 90 degrees, like the floor with the wall. You see that little symbol there, that little box? That tells everyone that that is a 90-degree right angle. And an obtuse angle is greater than 90 degrees. I have taught adult education, and so many students come in and say, I can't do algebra. And I say, you've been doing algebra since the first grade. In first grade, you probably saw problems like this. 2 plus a box is equal to 5, or 2 plus a blank is equal to 5. All that box is, it's the unknown. It's the answer. It's the solution. So in algebra, instead of drawing the box we use any letter of the alphabet to represent the variable or the unknown. So here, n would equal to 3 because 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Here's another example. From first grade, what number minus 3 is equal to 4? Well, the opposite of subtracting 3 is adding 3. If you added 3 to both sides, 4 plus 3 is 7, so n is equal to 7. 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. In the triangle below, leg A is equal to 3, leg B is equal to 4, and the hypotenuse opposite the right angle, the longest side, is equal to 5. I was wanting to get a lot of information on this one page as a reference, but this is the Pythagorean Theorem, and you use this to solve any problems with a right triangle. So this is a simple one, a basic one to remember, and if you remember this ratio 3, 4, 5, you can solve a lot of word problems with this. So the 3, 4, 5 triangle, remember A is equal to 3, B is equal to 4, C is equal to 5. So if I put it in this the Pythagorean theorem, 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 squared, B, is 4 times 4 is 16. How old do you have to be to drive a 4x4 pickup truck? 16. 4 to the second power is 16. So 9 plus 16 would be 25. Let's check and see if it equals. What is 5 squared? 25. 5 times 5 is 25. So yes, this works. And if you'll remember 3, 4, 5, if you multiply those by 2, you have a 6, 8, 10. If you multiply it by 3, 9, 12, 15. If you multiply 3, 4, 5 by 4, you have 12, 16, 20. So in a word problem, if they gave you that two legs of a right triangle were 12 and 16, you would know that the hypotenuse, the longest side, would be 20. Another hint that I like to give about the word perimeter. The middle syllable of perimeter is rem. I've underlined it. And so for perimeter means add the rem. I put a little plus sign there. Perimeter means add the rem. So in this triangle, if I said, what is the perimeter of this triangle? Well, the rem, 3 plus 4 plus 5 is equal to 12. I hope you have enjoyed this sheet and use it as a reference. And if you study it several times, I think you'll begin to memorize all of this. Also, piano-free and guitar-free practice is available on singingbibledrill.com. Read along with Dee books and adult education poems and math videos on YouTube. Dee Downey Pruett official channel. Love and God bless.